Hi, good evening, and welcome to Mediumship Night. And if you're watching this as a video, don't go away because your loved ones may still come through. It's happened before. And I'll also timestamp when we actually start the reading. So I give the live people a few minutes to come in. We'll do our little birthday celebration. It's the Medium channel's third birthday, tomorrow actually. And then I'll discuss how this is going to work in this format, because in the virtual format, it's a little bit tricky. So I'll explain how I'm going to work this, how this is going to work, and all that good stuff. So it takes live people a few minutes to get their notifications. I have my glasses so I can say hi to you guys and see who's here. So we have Star Love and Susan, welcome, and Earth Zero Apothecary, hi, and Lisa. I'm in a festive mood. It's a birthday. And Lisa Marie and who else? Jen Bryant, welcome, and Tom, welcome, and Manic Mama and Robin G and hello, Michael, welcome, welcome. And thanks for being here. All you guys that are here to get messages, or those of you that are here to support the process of the messages coming through, we love you. We thank you. We're very grateful. Hello, Sarah, and hello, Lucas H. And by the way, if you're new, hello, Liz, also. If you're new to the channel and you want to say hi and where in this great big wide world you are watching from, yeah, feel free to do that. Hey, Catherine, and oh gosh, a lot of you are jumping in. Carrie Sue, CMV Art, Claire, welcome, Jennifer B. And there'll be more right now. Well, jump from 33 to 32, but they're usually we average about 80 for these, live. So I'm definitely expecting more people. So Robin's in, Children's School of Yoga. Hi, Doreen. And let me grab a little bit of water and let's talk about us first. Howdy from Texas. Howdy, y'all. Welcome. I used to live in Oklahoma, although that was for only part of a year when I was teaching at the university over there. But I did live in Norman, Oklahoma for a while, not too far from Texas. And hello, messages. Thank you, Linda, for that. Hi, Liz, and hi, Lucas, and Hudson Valley Pretzel Bavarian. Wow. I guess you're from the Hudson Valley. All right. Right now, on my end, there's a big delay between my voice and the video. I don't know if you guys are getting that delay, but hi from Cape Cod also, Susie. Welcome. But if you are, I apologize for that. I might as well mention that the Wi-Fi is very unstable in these parts. I live in the Catskills. If for some chance I disappear, don't leave, because it takes about 5 minutes to reboot the internet. Now, we know that's not going to happen, of course, but I just wanted to put that out there just in case. And hi, Jen Bryan from Bakersville, North Carolina. All right. And Manic Mama spent first 50 years in Texas. I love Texas too. The few times I visited, I really enjoyed it. And of course, Cape Cod. How can you not love that? In the Carolinas, you're all in such beautiful places. But I'm here in the Catskills, so I'm in a beautiful place also. So anyhow, here we are. We've been here for 3 years now. It's hard to believe. And the 21st is our official birthday tomorrow, because we did our first live stream. That was our first video, and there was a problem, and I remember that day well. And Heather was still living in Hawaii, and she was going to the beach. I had to call her and say, help, I can't log on, I can't get on, and we had to redo the whole event. So we got off on a pretty frenetic start there. But we did a mediumship night, just like what we're doing tonight. And I do mediumship nights 8 times a year on the Celtic Sabbats. This is Litha or the summer solstice. Next one will be around Lammas or around August 1st, Midsummer's Day. So I do it that way. And this is just my way of saying thank you. I mean, it in a way it can be looked at as a promotional thing, because sometimes people find me through wanting to get mediumship messages. But that said, mostly this is my way of just saying thank you. In 3 years, I just cannot be more thrilled with the quality of people that have been attracted to this channel, the great community that we're building. And technically, we started on June 18th, because that's when we uploaded the trailer. And by the 21st, I already had 150 subscribers, mostly from my email list. You guys that have gotten readings from me that are friends of mine on Facebook. So we sent out all the notices and everything. A lot of you guys subscribed right off the bat, 150 before our first video. And partly I didn't want to get stuck in that 0 to 100 subscriber range, which is hard to get out of on YouTube, especially in 2020 when there were lockdowns and everybody had this bright idea to get on YouTube, including myself. Though I got the idea on New Year's Eve in 2019, because I was doing my ceremony and Spirit came through. I always do New Year's Eve ceremonies. I do my ceremonies. I call on Spirit, and then they came through that start a YouTube channel. There's going to be a need for it. I mean, I didn't know there was going to be a lockdown or a pandemic. I just got the message. I sucked on camera. I had performance anxiety. I mean, pretty much a full-on phobia about performing on camera. So I had to reprogram my mind and do affirmations, sleep programs, practice a lot. And then, of course, 6 months later, we started. So that's just a little bit of a brief history of this. So I want to see what you guys are saying here. So, we'll do this. So good. Keep practice your channeling. Yeah. Excellent. And more people are starting to understand, like, we can all channel. Like, mediumship is an ability that we all have access to, just like any other human talent. Some are going to have more acumen than others. I mean, anybody can learn how to sing, but not anybody's going to be the next Freddie Mercury, for example. But we all have that ability, and as we awaken and ascend, we all have different spiritual gifts and abilities that we're born with, that we come into the world with, in order to grow into, to be able to share and help with the awakening. As well, we also bring in specific challenges into this lifetime. Could we grow and evolve through our challenges, even though it's not a heck of a lot of fun? And that's basically how that works. So again, I'm just so thrilled with how this is all working out. I mean, it's been slow and steady wins the race on the Medium channel. We haven't, in 3 years, there hasn't been a single video that's even sniffed going virally, even come close. Yet we managed to gain 100 to 200 subscribers every month that we've been on. So it's been a very slow and steady gain. And of those now just shy of 6,000 subscribers, I'd say there's maybe 150 to 200 that I consider the community here. The other people, some of them subscribe because they either liked a video that I did or a comment that I left on another video or whatever. They subscribe to the channel and I never hear from them again. So it's kind of a misleading number. But the fact that there's probably about 200 people that are really part of this community that watch, not every video, but watch a lot of videos, come on the lives and stuff like that. I mean, it's all good, and doesn't matter how many, it's the quality. And the idea is we want to help with the awakening. I'm still in a process of awakening, even though my first awakening was in 1978, and there's been incremental awakening since. But I wanted to start this channel to be of service during this period of mass awakening and mass growth, for there to be a safe and authentic place for people to go to, because there's a lot of technology out there, even amongst the spiritual community. There's a lot of ego, there's a lot of entrapment and a lot of that stuff. So I wanted to create this place that's safe, that's authentic, that's genuine, that's caring, that's loving. And as a result, we've attracted authentic, caring, and loving people. That's you guys. So again, thank you, everybody. Thanks for that. So that's my little birthday speech for the day. As far as specific things that are coming up, I have a video coming out on Thursday on 3 different numeric codes on numerologies. We're going to talk about the Tesla 369 code, the binary code, and the angel number code. So that's going to be this Thursday. Tomorrow we're doing channeling for the summer solstice. The solstice, I think, is about noon Eastern time, 11 a.m. noon, somewhere around then. I don't have the exact time. So it's a big portal opening when the sun and the earth, when the earth's axis is tilted where it's maximally facing the sun in the north and the opposite in the south. And the same is true in the winter solstice. There's a magnetic pull on the earth that's stronger because of the angulation and everything. That helps open up a big portal to spirit and to higher consciousness. So we're going to step in that portal tomorrow. We also have the new moon on the 19th. No, the 18th. The 18th, yeah, or the 17th if you're west of the East Coast. So we had the new moon portal activation the other day. I originally said that Heather is going to be part of the transmission tomorrow. She can't do it. She'll be back for the next new moon. She's very much part of this channel. She checks out and edits all the videos. She's very much part of this energy here. So so in any event, so that's that. And those are the couple things that are coming up. Sunday we're gonna, after tarot time at 11, we're gonna do little group meditation, sending prayers to the earth and to the people to really help to connect with this great network of life and energy and change that's going on in the world. So we'll do a few fun things like that also. So how are we doing? Hi Dana, hi Liz Cypher, hi Lou, hi Suzette, and anybody else that I missed. Yes, an oversight. All right, let me explain how this works. So I've had to learn how to do virtual mediumship because it's a whole different energy. Like I've done groups since I started doing mediumship about 22 years ago. But it's different in this format because we don't have the voice connection. So basically, the way that I'm going to do this is I'm just going to let the spirits come in. I ask them to give me at least 3, 4, if not more bits of evidence, because I don't want everybody like right now there's 60 people on. I don't want 50 people to raise their hand to say this could be for me. So I want them to give me specific evidence that's only going to go to one or maybe a couple of people. And your job is to validate what you can. So let me put it this way. When I'm starting a new spirit, be open. If you can take most or all of what I'm taking, definitely leave a comment, say this may be for me. It doesn't matter if there's more than one. That doesn't mean to stretch every bit of information to fit you. I think John Edward, the famous medium from the show Crossing Over, called those the relative stealers, that people would sit in an audience. Somehow every name, every date, every validation, somehow it's for them. So don't try to stretch it, but if it's genuinely for you, definitely let me know. Now, if you're not registered for YouTube, you can't use the live chat. And that's come up before that I've gotten information, crickets, more information, crickets. The next day somebody emails me and says, well, you were getting, they went down the list. That was for me, but I couldn't comment. So if that happens, and again, there may be a message for somebody that's not physically present. So there's a couple of reasons why if I'm getting a connection that nobody may take it. That usually happens maybe once, twice at the most in these sessions. If it does, I'll just move on to the next one. And it really, to me, it doesn't matter if I'm wrong or right. My job is to allow spirit to share information with you. Like they're who I'm serving primarily, you guys secondarily. So I'm serving spirit and validating the continuity of life. The power in this work is the ability to prove that nobody dies, that when we leave our bodies, we remain intelligent, we remain aware, we remember who we were in our physical life, we see what's going on in the physical world. And the idea, if we can validate and prove that, it's amazingly healing for people that are grieving their losses. It's very comforting and it's very validating and it's very empowering, because you will know that you will not die either. When your physical body dies, you're not going to just go into oblivion, that your consciousness is going to travel to another dimension, another world. So when you lose the fear of dying, you lose the fear of living. I'm just doing this because I say this all the time. When you lose the fear of dying, you lose the fear of living, because we fear change. It's a survival instinct. But if we don't fear death, then we start to diminish that natural fear of change that we have due to our survival instinct. So in other words, then we're free to take appropriate risks in life. We're free to maybe even be wrong once in a while, to experiment and all that kind of good stuff. So so in any event, so I just figured I mention that. So that's the idea. Now, if I can get personal messages to you, that's great. Now, another thing to keep in mind is I could be talking to one person and you may be taking all the messages. If that's happening, take it, because there's now 64 people on. Spirit uses economy of motion in these groups. They're going to try to get out to as many people. Now, it's called piggybacking in most mediumship circles, referencing John Edward again. He called that a me too. And a good example is, I'm getting the name John. I'm getting a father figure. I'm getting somebody that passed suddenly from the heart. I feel like I have 2 children. And I feel like I work with my hands. And I'm with one spirit, but then all the other Johns that are fathers that have maybe 2 children that work with their hands start to go, wait, I think he's talking about me. And then they start to rise that energy through. And lo and behold, I've got several spirits that have very similar references, very similar names, similar events like that. The more people that are on, we're up to 66, the more people that are on, the more chance of that happening. And in a group of 12 women, this was a while ago in Long Island, I got the name Tessa, and a woman that passed of a head, something with the head. So I got those. 4 out of 12 women raised their hand. 4 women in a group of 12 could take the name Tessa, and a lady that passed of something head related. Now, I was in my 50s at the time, so I'm in my mid 60s now. So we go back a little ways. I never do a Tessa my whole life. And why am I bringing this up? Because there's no accidents, there's no coincidences. That people that gather together, they gather for a reason. Spirit helps to orchestrate this. And what may happen is 2 people that don't know each other may get messages from the same group of spirits, and then they become best of friends, and then they connect. So anyway, that's a good example of that. And happy winter solstice, summer solstice. Thank you, Tom for sharing that. So this is somebody that's validating, what I was saying before, that sometimes messages come through and the person that the message is for is not physically there at the time, but they know they're going to come in the replay. They know. So anyhow, and the other things to know, anybody that passed can come through. Doesn't matter if they passed yesterday. Doesn't matter if they passed 100 years ago. Doesn't matter if it's the neighbor's cat or your ex that you're estranged from's mother, basically. Anybody that died can come through. Now, that said, there's guidelines, but there are no set rules. The only set rule is if they died, they can come through. Guidelines are spirits tend to be very strong right after they pass. And for a few days, my belief is that they haven't crossed over yet, that they're still energetically on the physical plane, even though their body is no longer here. That's why Jewish people said Shiva, I believe, and other cultures have similar customs. Then for usually a couple, a month or 2, they may not be as strong. That's often not the best time to get a reading. They're getting used to the spirit world. Then they start to come through strong again, but fully on the other side. And then as time goes on, we get 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road, they may reincarnate, or they may just not be as strong for whatever reason. They may ascend to more of an angelic realm where they don't come through in this type of mediumship as much. There's many possible reasons, I'll put it that way. But those are the guidelines. But anybody can come through. Pets can come through also. Usually it's dogs and cats, but I've gotten birds, I've gotten rabbits, I've gotten horses, I've gotten pigs. And who else have I gotten? I can't think of any else. All right. And on the other thing is, and this may get repeated as I'm working periodically, that for two reasons: one, to be fair to everybody, and two, just because it's too messy to work, specifically like trying to pick up on your mother or somebody else's sister specifically. I can't do that. So if you write in the chat, what's my mother saying? It's not that I'm ignoring you. I just can't work that way. Like I said, it's not fair to everybody, and it doesn't work that way. I just have to be open. The spirits know what they're doing. And the other thing is that if your loved ones don't come through, but you're here kind of vicariously enjoying the event, and seeing, and hopefully, I mean, 99 out of 100 times the validations are very clear and strong. Hopefully that'll be the case tonight. And if you're seeing the specific messages and the validations that are coming through for others, that your loved ones are here also. They just weren't able to get through all the traffic. So I would set the intention, especially in these free sessions that I do periodically, that those that really need the messages, I ask those ones to please come through, or those that can't really afford to do this as a professional service with me, that maybe that they can at least get a greeting from their loved ones. And it's going to be more greetings. We're not doing full readings. Again, I want to get to as many people as I can. So names, dates can come through, names or initials. They may be who they are, maybe who they're with that I'm picking up on the name of. They may be talking about in the living also. So just because I get the name Terry doesn't mean that that's the spirit's name, Terry. That might be a person in the living that's important to you. A lot of times they give me names, images, or things that just happen to validate that they're with you. So I may get the name Jane, and you don't have any Janes in the family, but your good friend Jane just called you this morning. That's another reason I could get a name or specific. So anyway, I think we get the idea. Hey, Peggy. Hi, Island Bam. Love and light to you also. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Liz Cypher. I think you said hi. Mary Beth, Tiffany M. And yeah, we can always pray that our loved ones come through. And on that note, I'm going to do a little prayer right now and then get going. It's already 7:20, and I have limited battery power. I don't need glasses anymore. Although I'm going to need glasses to see the chat. All right. So, dear Mother, Father, God, we thank you for your presence this evening. We thank you for all of our blessings. Thank you for another day of life. Thank you for us being able to get out of bed, hopefully in good health, hopefully with full bellies. Thank you for all of our blessings. Thank you for our safety and protection. We ask that this evening that we open the fields to allow those in the spirit world, those beautiful, loving souls to come through with a lot of energy and details and love, and that we can share the love and we can share the healing, and that we can be safe and protected in our work now and always. Thank you, and amen, and shalom, namaste. I'm looking right now for a connection to the month of October. That popped up in my mind. And for somebody, I believe this is a young male, a boy maybe, or a very young man, but I feel like, because I just got the image of being on a bicycle and getting hit by a car or something like that. I mean, conceivably, it could be a motorcycle. It's a very quick image. And I think wherever I'm going, there's an important birthday or passing, maybe the person that's coming through in October, or maybe the 10th day of any month, because of the number 10. I do believe a name Eric or Derek or a name like that's going to be relevant. That could either be the name of the person or a similar name. Sometimes they get sounds like names. It could be Aaron, a sounds like name. Now there's a delay also. So I talk for a few minutes, and yeah, I also feel like where I'm going, somebody's into music, maybe a singer or that you're doing some singing. Could I just get the image of doing scales in my mind? I want to say they bring 10. I think 10 for October. Let me flip the glasses back on also. And Chris is saying Derek's my brother's name. So I don't know if you can take anything else. If your brother knows somebody that may have died in a bike accident, a motorcycle accident, or if October is important. But I think this is all going to fit into the same energy. and you just came in, so you may miss what I was saying in the beginning, but I led into this by seeing somebody young. I want to say a boy, even, not a young boy that I think died by getting hit by a car, actually. Um, and music, sing scales today. That's interesting. If Chris, if you can take what I was originally saying, I still might be with you. And it's interesting that the moment you came on, that's when I got that name, like Eric or Derek, and music and stuff like that. So, oh, yes, for a bike accident. All right, so let me flash this so you guys know what's going on here. Um, so these are three things right off the bat. And that now, okay, I didn't mean to do that, but happy. So, bike accident. So I don't know exactly who that is with the bike accident or if the person actually passed on, but that's what I was shown leading into your energy. Now it's interesting because I feel like there is a male spirit around you. I don't know exactly who this is. Now the interesting thing is I get this image of like being around like food and cooking and stuff like that. Maybe like a restaurant or a cafeteria, and there may be a reference to somebody that works there or worked there or does a lot of cooking or stuff like that. But I just feel like they're showing a lot of blue and just kind of giving me the feeling like you're on this trajectory of healing right now. And you're understanding that you're also a healer and that you have the ability to help people and heal people that way. They tend to show. Now, I don't know if has anything to do with somebody that but they're kind of showing like this thing about doing like either bicycling or even skateboarding where you have the tricks, where you have the loops and stuff like that and do stuff like that. So I don't know if there's somebody in your life that's a bit of a daredevil or what, but I feel like they're acknowledging that. They feel like there's a very spiritual older woman that's with you, probably a grandmother energy. A little bit, I feel like she's saying she's a bit of a hard ass because the word hard ass comes up in my mind, but a very sweet and strong woman. There may be an Anna, and a name connected with that person. And I just feel like she's sending a lot of love. I feel like we're saying happy birthday or happy anniversary. So I think that that's going to be relevant. That may be the father or a father figure or to acknowledge father. I want to say also, but I feel like they're saying that you're doing well, that you're adapting to like a new way of living. Maybe it's new work or new lifestyle, but that you're doing well. Maybe there's been a little bit of a hiccup lately, but who hasn't had that? And I feel like I'm supposed to say bon voyage or best of fortune in a trip or a journey that's coming. And I'm going to check back, see if any of this is making sense. Yes to skateboarding, major cooking firm. Okay, so this is the person that passed, I'm assuming. And my mother. Okay, so all this is making sense. Very good. Assertive by heart. Very good. So it's like mother, not grandmother. But she's here, but very, very much in the heart. And again, I just feel like that there's been a lot of growth, a lot of development. And it's interesting. I feel like your mom is like giving me this image of kind of switching places with you and saying, "Here, Carissa, you do the readings because you can do this." So that's her message for you, that there's a lot of psychic opening and psychic awakening. So that's what I have for you, with lots of love, and I may get pulled back if I miss something. And whoever the original spirit was with the bicycle or with that, younger male, if that's a friend, a brother, or even a nephew, or whoever that is, lots of love coming from that. And then they bring me back to October. I feel like I'm earlier in the month. I want to say the 3rd, but I feel like this is earlier in the month. If not, I may be starting to switch. I feel like the name David is going to pop in. Sometimes I get Davids and Dan's confused, but I feel like there's a D name connected. I may be still with Chris. I may be switching. I'm not sure right now. So I'm going to see if I can get more information. I do feel like they're showing me a male figure. He would have been about 6 foot. He would have been a little bit taller with dark hair. I feel like whoever this man is, he's not that old, I want to say. Maybe 70s at the oldest. There may be a name like Mitch or Mick or an M name connected to this also. But I feel like I pass on the operating table, or I pass from something related to surgery. The reason I say that is he shows an image of himself on the operating table. So I think something that happened with him connected that. Now, there would have been a lot of breathing issues with this person, I have to say. Maybe congestive heart failure, maybe some valve issues that causes fluids to back up in the lungs. There's a message with the number 8, I want to say. So 8, it could be August being important, or the 8th day of a month. I want to go with the 15th too, maybe right in the middle of the month. I feel like I'm with a smoker that quit and went back to it and then quit again. And I think there's a name like, I want to say Jesse or Jenny or Jeffrey, but I feel like there's a J name connected to this. Now, so Carrie Sue's, so last name, all right, I'm just going. Pam's brother, David. And if your brother passed, I may be with you. And Carrie's son, Carrie Sue's son was born on the 2nd. And then we have a couple of references to the 2nd. All right. And Pam C., I'm looking at you. My friend died for a couple. Oh, but he came back to life. That's very interesting. And I don't know if your brother David is the one that passed on, but I feel like Gerald is similar to that. So yeah, anybody that's taking part of this, keep your ears open. Now, let's see what else comes through for this. Jack, I think there's a Jack or Jake connected to this also. I feel like I'm more with Pam, but there may be other spirits in this connection. Now, a couple things that come up. One, I feel like I'm doing something with like shelving or cabinets. Maybe the person could fix that. I don't know. I feel like a lot of like depression, either around this person or you here in the living. But I have a certain symbol that they show me with that. I feel like I'm with somebody that had a lot of frustrations, I want to say. So, if this is your brother, that he may have been angry at times, but I feel like he's a very loving and sweet soul. So don't take that the wrong way. And I feel like he comes to you a lot also. I feel like I definitely feel like I'm with Pam. And I feel like to the point where you start to feel him, you start to sense him. Or whoever it is that passed. I think you mentioned David's in spirit, but whoever passed, I feel like there's that. But they've shown me the image of like double helix and DNA, and I just feel like it's kind of his way of saying that you're awakening, you're evolving. Then he popped the image of a pogo stick in my mind, which is a symbol for me for like a leap, like growing in leaps and bounds, and something about an argument or something that they came up with somebody a couple of days ago. I don't know. I think a male figure, but it could be a friend or whatever. I just feel like saying, well, let that go. Some people just can't be reasoned with. I want to say also. So anyway, I'm just to see if any of this is making sense. So it's your brother John that passed, not David. Okay, gotcha. So I feel like he's here. So I don't know if any of this is making sense, but I feel like he's around you a lot, with you a lot, and just feel like saying not to be angry. Maybe it's more you that are a little bit upset or angry about the passing or how that happened or whatever. But I feel like part of the message is it's okay to let people go in your life. I think, but it's probably about a disagreement or problem. I think that was actually with the female, not a male, and if so, my error. But I feel like they're saying, I feel like he's saying, okay, to let this go. That you're dealing with enough of your own, health stuff and your own frustration in your life to have to deal with other people's stuff, to focus on yourself and your own healing, and to try to work on making yourself better. But I feel like the spirits are sending you a lot of love and a lot of support, and giving me the feeling toward August and September that there's a big turnaround in health, that I think that you're going to start to feel better soon, I want to say, if that makes sense. And you do feel them a lot. Very good. So lots of love for that. Okay. There are too many toxic people. That's why, so take your pick, right, Pam? Okay. Okay. I just need a little break here. So let me see who's here. Okay, back to Carrie Sue. And anytime I'm with somebody that I've done readings before, I'm going to let you guys know we're all about integrity here, no BS. I think you're the Carrie Sue that has Mika in spirit, right? That's your son's name. That I always wanted to call him Michael when we did sessions. And that would be the MI name. I didn't even think about that. So he's a very strong little guy there, and I feel like he's very much with you. He's very much with your other baby also. And I don't know why, but I feel like a baby on the way or a baby coming, unless there's a newborn or a young infant in the fold right now. But if this is not something unknown, I want to say, then it's, if you want another, I mean, that could wind up being a very close niece or nephew also. He's also shown me a little dog, and I mean, he may have had like stuffed animals or a stuffed dog. It almost has that feeling, but I want to look at white dog with patch, and maybe a Jack Russell or maybe like a baby Dalmatian. I don't know, but I feel like I'm being shown this dog. And then he shows me angel wings and shows me he's soaring with the angels, that he's fine. And he's happy that he's able to share this time of life with you together, because this is going to be, the most important growth experience, or the most important catalyst to your growth and your husband's growth. I feel like he brings that energy more to you than anything that ever happened. And I don't know if you're planning a trip soon, but he shows flying in an airplane, and he kind of funny too. Show me, how like an airplane, you just virtually have no leg room and everything. Kind of showing me the discomfort with that. But I feel like he's saying that he's coming soon. I feel like he wants to let you know that panic attacks are just part of the healing, if that's happening. But I'm supposed to say that to you. And he's also showing putting my foot on the gas a little bit. So there may be something in your life that you're accelerating with, maybe like new work or new direction or new spiritual growth. But he's saying it's time to maybe gently put your foot on the gas and start to move forward. I feel like to say, if things are a little bit uncomfortable with your growth and your healing, that's good. That means that you're brave and that you're stretching yourself a little bit. And thank you. And I don't know why, but he showed me what looks like a French horn or a brass instrument that has a little twisty thing. I don't know if any of you guys ever played that. I'm going to see if Carrie Sue's still here. Yeah, okay. So, it's a Boston Terrier. Yeah, absolutely. Boston Terriers have the look of what I'm saying. Yep. Hi, Carmen Cine. A long time no see. Welcome. That's my son, Mika. Yes. Yes, so he's here. He's come through before. He's a really strong spear. And what is this one? We are going to try to visit Australia. Oh, excellent. That's what he's showing me. Yeah, that would explain why the issue with leg room would make a sense, because that's a freaking long flight. What's that, 20 hours? Everything. And you're most welcome. And had many instruments. And maybe he had a little toy French horn that he liked. All right. So anyhow, lots of love from your angel. And you have so much support in your learning and growth. And, it's interesting because in my mind, he's like learning musical scales. He's learning his ABCs. It's almost like he's growing up in the spirit world now. And I feel like that's his way of saying he's always going to be your spirit guide. He's always going to be with you in this lifetime. And you'll be able to access him more and more. And so basically that's what I'm having. So anyway, I don't know if you want another baby, but anyhow, that could go in so many different directions. Honestly, I just saw the baby. I didn't exactly get exactly what that is from. Also with the piano too. So there's a lot about learning music, I want to say. And I feel like we're going to be celebrating a birthday sooner. That just happened recently. He just showed me my birthday symbol. It may have passed already, so happy birthday. That's yours or his dad's or somebody important in the family. Happy birthday. All right. So let's see. Let me out. Okay, so somebody either was a fireman, is a fireman, or there's a connection to that in the family. I feel like there's a John or a J.O. name, not the same John, a different John. I feel like, unless Pam, your brother's a fireman or somebody's in the family, in which case I missed a message and he's back. But I think this goes to somewhere else. So let me see where we're going, who's coming through. I just have to clear my mind a second. I feel like there's a reference to 9/11 because I just saw the towers in my mind. If anybody has a family member or knows somebody that passed in that, especially if they were one of the civil service, definitely let me know and we'll get a message for you. I want to say, now this could be two separate things. Again, there's a lot of spirits here. There's 78 people live, people watching this as a video. That means there's hundreds of spirits getting my attention. I'm gonna just flash this because it's relevant while people are doing that. I wondered if he is my spirit guide. That's probably why he showed me that he is one of your spirit guides now. Even one, yeah, because he knew, his spirit knew, and you may have had feelings also. Good to know about the baby. He was so musical. He said, "Oh, his grandma's birthday in July." Okay, so it's coming up. It's not it's not just happened, but I knew it wasn't right now. I knew there's a little bit of time that he was showing with it. All right, so son is a fireman. Another named John. My brother passed. Worked for the government. It could be you, even if it's not 9/11. Oh, and I have a feeling these are two different things. My brother Tony was there at the Twin Towers. All right. So hi Deborah. Welcome. Uh, and so we have a few. My ex-husband's, there was a coroner that cleaned up bodies, and wow. And his name is John. All right, let me get more information. It sounds like this is going to be sort of a group reading for 3, 4, or 5 of you. Then just to see what gets through. I feel like the 9/11 person is very funny. I want to say, let me hide this comment. I feel like I don't know if that's yours, Susan, or if that's Deborah's. Although Deborah's brother Tony, I know Tony's on the other side. Deborah, I've done readings for also. I think you're the Deborah I've done several readings for in the past. So I know if so, I know Tony's passed on, but Donnie was a 54-year fireman. So we have a few firemen to choose from. And as I get more information, it may kind of phase a few of you out, but there's 2 or 3 people. So Phil, Bill, there's a name like that comes up with one of the firemen connection. Now the 9/11 connection, even if that's a coroner, that's still an interesting connection to pop in. And I feel like there's somebody that died in 9/11, and somebody's here, with this. Well, we lost a few people. We're down to 73, or whatever. So I think there's a couple of references to that, but I know the person, I think it's the John, very funny, very good sense of humor. I get the image also of something about like a frame that got broken, or maybe a photo or something, but I just get this image of breaking a frame, or for whatever reason, or glass breaking. I don't know what he's trying to say or what that is. I almost feel like it's sort of a reference about breaking ties with people, sort of a metaphor with family. And I feel like where this is going to, I believe that you'd be one of 3, or maybe have 3 siblings, but I believe it's you and 2 other siblings, but you don't really have much to do with the other 2, I want to say. And whether it's because they passed on or if they're just in a different realm, I'm not really sure. But backing up, and this is, I knew I was missing something. Right when that fireman, the original fireman, was coming through, there was I believe, a German Shepherd or a larger dog that looks like that with that. So with all this coming in, that I think that there's different hits for different people. Oh, okay. So I've done readings for you too then, Sue. I'm sorry I didn't recognize that. Friend of mine I met, we worked. That's interesting also. Thank you, Roseanne, about the haircut. Donnie, hysterical man. So that may be where I'm going with a really funny person. Yes, Adam. Okay, so a lot of you guys are understanding that. I have 3 sisters, 2 of whom I don't talk to anymore. So Susan, it sounds like I'm really with you and Eileen and I think and Deborah and maybe one other person. So just know that they're just showing up to let you know that they're with you and saying hi. And whoever the dog goes to, I don't think this is. Yeah, I did say a German Shepherd. Okay, I know. Okay, All right. So they let you know. I mean, as far as the separation from whoever that was, or having an argument with my nephew, it's okay. And the other person who's got two sisters that they're not talking to, I feel like they're saying that it's okay. We live in a time and an energy where there's a lot of division, a lot of lines in the sand being drawn. And if we're on a spiritual path, we really have to surround ourselves with those higher vibrational people, because there's so much programming from the collective. There's so much negativity that if it doesn't feel good, or if it's interfering with your life and your progress, you just have to, with love, let people go right now. And Deborah says, yeah, I had a feeling you were one of the big winners. So I feel like I think that, in reading, it's more your other brother that comes through. So if that's so, I think he's funny also. I think that, that's Tony's way of saying hi as well. And soon, all right. So a lot of people, can take these references. All right, more water. Let's see. With this group, are there any other messages other than that we're still here? I'm supposed to tell one of you that we're going to be there at the wedding. I think it's coming up soon, unless it happened already. They popped the name Robert in my mind, or a similar R name. This would be a youngish couple, I think, both with dark hair, although the male figure may shave his hair or wear his hair very short. That's part of this wedding. So I don't know if that'd be his son or daughter or niece or nephew. But congratulations. I want to say September, but I think there's a wedding coming up soon. I want to say in one of these places that I'm going, whether that's Deborah or I can't even keep up with it. Adam here. So Robin, maybe you understand this also. Very good. Um, I think it's going to go to either Deborah or Susan or Eileen. Those are the three that are really, or maybe Maddie too, because she had a good friend work at the recently passed. So possibly. And your niece is getting married, Robin. Congratulations. Going to the wedding on Friday. Congratulations. All right. Unless I switched, I don't hear any of the original ones chiming in, so that may be just sort of their way of tying into your energy a little bit more, I want to say. Now, Robin, I don't know if we've actually done any private readings, but we've done group sessions where I know you have a father and a husband that likes to come through. The mailman, they just reminded me, the mailman, who I don't know who that was. I know that that's for you, Robin. I think that's for you, unless I'm confusing different readings. Maybe worked in the post office, funny. Maybe like to have a drink or two here and there. I want to say the book is done, or it's almost done. I feel like that's what I'm supposed to say. So I don't know if that makes sense. I know that the book is done, almost done, finishing touches, that kind of a thing. Uh, and we're at peace, I want to say also. And there may be some opportunity to travel east of your location. Um, so, I mean, if you're on the East Coast, I don't know what that means, because I don't think you're going, it's an overseas thing, I want to say. And there may be a baby coming up in your sphere also. I mean, maybe the couple that's getting married will get pregnant soon. Or I think there may already be a young niece or nephew as well. And you know what? I feel like they're saying, you're really busy solving everybody's problems, that's what you do. That's your job. And, you make sure you're doing a better job, that you're planning things a little bit better. And it's funny because they just pop divination cards in my mind. And I don't know, in the counseling that you do, I believe, if memory serves, you worked in psychology or counseling. I don't know if you're incorporating like divination work in your counseling, like angel card or stuff like that, or incorporating some of your psychic abilities in this work. I mean, maybe you've retired from that and you're doing other things, but they're showing me a lot with the angel cards and a lot with trees. So meditate with trees. I feel like they're talking about a tree in your yard around your house. They're talking about sick roots is the words that come up. So if there's a tree that's developing lichens on its bark, or just doesn't look or feel right, you may need to do something about it. We don't want trees falling on your home during the storm. But for some reason, they just popped that image in my mind. Um, so anyway, Robin's saying yes with my book. Yes. I joined this chat. I suddenly got very dizzy. Well, there's a lot of strong energy here. All in my book. Very good. So, in other words, it's something I'm picking up on in your book. Then is what you're saying, I guess. Very good. All right. So let me move on then. I maybe and it's interesting. You were saying things that they got dizzy. I think one of your loved ones just popped in, a female, I want to say. So Robin can take all this too. So very good. And okay, thank you. So that's why they popped the image of the cards in my mind, because you're making cards, and that I did not know. And I always ask when I have repeat people, give me some reference that I never picked up on before to prove that you're here, and they're not just freaking remembering things, right? So if that tree is not feeling right, sometimes a telltale sign is lichens growing on the branch. That kind of shows that the life force is weakening. If other life forms can start to suck the energy out of that tree. How do I know that? I live in the Catskills, and there's trees all over the place. Very good. So they're basically, Robin. They're aware of that. That's why they're bringing that up, and that's why they're bringing that through. Also, I still feel like just to keep an eye on the trees by your house. Again, because that popped in. To me, this looked like an older tree that's separate. Like, in other words, not like around other trees, but more like in its own space. So if that makes sense, definitely keep an eye on that. All right. I'm going to see if I can go to a whole different energy in a whole different place right now. I feel like somebody's daughter is here, like a younger female, young though, not a child young, but a very young adult. There may be a name like Alice or Alex or a similar name connected to that. That would either be the person's name, who important they're with, or who's here in the living. This feels like it's a drug related overdose type of passing. But what I do know is I'm not clear of mind when this is happening. Sometimes I can confuse the suicide with that also. But I feel like this is an attractive lady that I'm with. I'm being shown straight hair that's brown, I want to say. I feel like you keep it straight, there'd be a little bit of a wave on the bottom, I want to say as well. You're strong, a very gentle soul, I want to say as well. I don't know if any of you have a daughter or a niece that this is fitting, or if a very close friend lost somebody like that. For some reason, they pop the image of trains in my mind. So maybe you live by train tracks, or there's a reference to that to the person. Again, the name or initial could be who they're with. And I'm feeling my neck all of a sudden. I mean, somebody, so I mentioned like suicide. There may be somebody that popped in that hung themselves. That was weird, and that was strong. So I may have a couple of people on the line. God, no pun was intended there. I promise. Oh my goodness. Oh, good. I'm glad your daughter's Alex. Does to Susan? Does your daughter have a friend that passed that way? To your knowledge, if so, she's saying hi. And saying something that fits my mom, but she's not in spirit. Also, so anyways, because being that we've been talking to you and your daughter's Alex, certainly your spirits may have been saying hi to your daughter, but it's interesting how that all kind of again. This could be for you, Angela, because it's not Alex, but it's an A name, and she passed a suicide. I don't know. I still feel like I still got my reference to like not clear of mind. Every now and then, like especially for a young person, a suicide. It may not be drugged, but they may have been on antidepressants, which clouds the mind and gives, especially younger people, some of them suicidal thoughts also. So there may be that energy, but this is a strong spirit, a very strong lady. Again, she's very young. I would say teenager to early 20s. So it could be with you. Um, you know something? Because the thing with the throat was male. I didn't mention that. That feels right to me. That feels right. So I think your friend just took the opportunity to get my attention just in that moment, just to let you know that he's okay. And his middle name was Alan, so that's how he was able to ride the energy through. Because I saw about an AL name, so that's how he's able to get my attention, just to let you know that he's okay. He feels like he could. This is somebody that can really crack me up. This feels like a really funny person, and somebody that's just a very lively energy. So if you understand that personality type, a good friend would be over a lot or together a lot and just had good times with the person. Yeah, that would be that. So my son. All right, so you mentioned that, but I don't think that's exactly what I'm picking up. We haven't found him yet. Okay. All right. Your friend Kevin hung himself. So Kevin may be just popping in to say hi also. Because that kind of feeling. Yeah, I was going to ask if what I was saying fit Kevin, and you just kind of answered that. So I think that was his way of getting a quick hello and saying that I'm here also, and that I'm with you. I feel that he's saying as well that it's interesting because I feel like you mentioned in just a few days. Okay, I just wanted to mention that because I saw in my mind a few days and then I read this, so this will be your person also. He would sleep when he was dead. He chuckled out loud when he came to me. Yeah, that's definitely him. Yeah. So a lot of the people that pass this way are just getting my attention and getting quick hellos. And with over 70 people on, good. Even if they're quick hellos, I'm glad. And here's what I'm looking for. The name is Angel or Angle. I think Angel, right? Uh, near a train track. Bingo. That's what I'm looking for. As soon as I saw you, Sharon, welcome. As soon as I saw you, I was like, that was the original spirit. That was the original young man, that passed. And again, I don't know if it was drug related or if he was just not clear of mind for another reason. But that's him. And I think he's another one that has a bit of a sense of humor also as well. So for Sharon, and if you other guys can take this, fine. Feel like it's not your job to hold everybody up. I'm supposed to say to hold the world up or be like Atlas and hold the weight on your shoulders. If you need to get away, or I don't know if you know who Brian or Ryan is, but he just popped that name in my mind. And maybe with him or say hello to or somebody that you know. Um, and I just feel like for whatever reason, he's just saying, it's not your responsibility. Like whatever the circumstances around his passing, it's not like you should have known about it or should have been there or any of that kind of stuff. I want to say. So I just feel like, and again, if this doesn't make sense, I apologize. I feel like this is what the spirit is saying for you. I don't know if a name like Belinda, maybe Linda or Belinda makes sense also, but I think this may be him trying to say hi to someone or in the living. I also got an image of the Empire State Building, so there may be somebody in New York City or some connection with that. Now, I may be, again, with a couple different spirits. It seems to be that kind of energy tonight, but I think at least some of this is going to Sharon. I feel like because that feels really strong to me. There's a delay, so I don't know if that's making sense. But yeah, we're sorry about your friends and also the Earth Zero Apothecary. So you understand some of those references also. So I think there's a name like Jim James, a J name also connected with that, or connected to this energy. I mean that I haven't heard back from Sharon. Maybe I pulled off into someone else's energies. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is the part I didn't see. So it's your brother. You know, it was a male that passed from overdose, and the wife's name is Angie. Okay. That part I didn't see. No wonder. All right. Okay. That's who came through initially. That's why he showed me the train. That's why he gave me the A name. Um, and that would be his way of saying hi to his wife also. And you know, again, I feel like, you know, this would be to Sharon. You know, I feel like that that he's around you a lot. Yeah, I feel like he's with you, and that you feel him and sense him. So lots of love to you. And I may move on from that. But again, yeah, I just have to get the message out again. I mean, hopefully you're still here, but oh, there's a grandfather figure also, a shorter man, wore glasses, funny, that your brother would have gotten along well with, I want to say. And they're showing me also a tent, almost like a circus as well. So there may be things he's trying to reference, you know, when he was younger, I want to say also. You feel like he's saying he's not angry at the world anymore. And interestingly, he showed me the image of a big mushroom. I don't know what that means, but he popped that image in my mind. I don't know if that's around microdosing or if that means something else. But I feel like your brother is very much with you, very much alive, I'm supposed to say. And I don't know if you like to write at all, but I feel like there's a book or a story around something, I want to say. And that you're likely to be going to a very new direction in your life, a lot of opening up, and maybe a new job, a new career, new location. But I feel like he's saying in the next year or two, it's all going to be new. You know, a lot of your life's going to be new, and it's going to be better. So I feel like you get a lot of support that way. So in any event, what else? I don't know if I'm not seeing the comments anymore, or something's, you know, went off with the live stream, but for some reason, you know, a comment hasn't come up. And well, actually, we got one at 8 o'clock. All right. So anyway, back to Susan then. Hi from Jim as well. All right. So Colleen's still here. All right. See if I can get one or two more in before I collapse. And again, you guys that may have been able to take some piggybacking off those original messages, those were your loved ones' way of just kind of acknowledging that they're here with you also. Who had Amy again? Because I'm hearing the Pure Prairie League in my mind. Amy, what you want to do? Whatever that is, she's saying hi also. I know somebody popped in with that. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to look for a whole new spirit. And I'm with a female figure. This would be like a sister, a girlfriend, a cousin, about your age, maybe a little younger. I feel like she may have been in her 60s when she passed. Maybe, I want to say mid 60s, because 66 just popped up in my mind. I want to say, and being drawn attention to my own glasses. So I think that's somebody that may have had some vision problems, either that or whoever I'm speaking to is any new glasses. There's something about college too. So there may be somebody in college now, or a professor that this person wants to acknowledge. And I feel like the image I get is of three women. And this would either be a circle of three really, really close friends, or three sisters, but one of them passed. And then the other two, I believe, are still living. So let me see if I can get anything else. I have to clear my mind. I don't know if it's Jane or Jay, but I feel like there's a J name. Now, names or initials could be in the living also. And there's also referencing young children, in the living as well. I feel like there's also an older female. There may be a mother and a sister figure or cousin figure that passed. But I feel like the older woman in this connection is very frugal, I want to say. because they show me the green stamps, and there's also a reference to baseball that somebody, I think, connected to the generation over you or 2 generations was either a huge fan and went to the games or played baseball. But I think that would be kind of connected in the same family. And there's also a reference to horses. I think it's horse racing, but there's a reference to horses in this connection as well. And let me just see, where are we? Saturday Northern younger brother. That's my song. Oh yeah. Hi Amy from Elevated Intuition, Tarot, and Spirituality. Your loved one must be one of your loved ones must be here, because I think that song came to my mind right around when you chimed in here. New comments. Younger brother. All right. So anyway, so you're young. Yeah, you did that. All right. So again, I don't know if all the other stuff made sense to you, but in any event, years ago he played bass. I played softball myself. So KK, your friend Jeremy passed a couple of years ago. Now, the way I went into this, they're talking about 3 women. One passed. Sisters, close friends, cousins. And that's what got me into that. So, with you, with KK, I don't know if that would make sense in your connection, because, obviously Jeremy's a male figure, but being that the baseball and all that makes sense, and you used to ride horses with him every day, it could have been something where I switched out of one energy into another, because it feels right to me as well. And you know what it is, Kimberly? I think that the delay is really long tonight. I'm starting to sense that, even though I have it on ultra low latency, and the delay shouldn't be more than 5 or 6 seconds. I think it's really long. My mom's family, one sister passed, 2 living. Okay, very good. So I think the for you, Judy, the sister that passed is saying hi to the living sisters. I want to say back to KK. I feel like you suddenly that makes sense. I don't know if it was an accident or like a heart attack or that kind of a thing, but it feels like suddenly like was here and then gone. It almost feels like an impact to me, in a way, I want to say, and I just feel like he's connecting with you and he's around you. He still shows me horses, so there may have been some understanding of how to raise horses also, or being around horse farms, or that kind of a thing. And for some reason, I don't know if horses even come in black with some white, but for some reason those colors come up in my mind. And this is somebody that has a lot of energy. Just steps in, I'm like, go, 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 I want to say. And I feel like he's still with you. I feel like that you pick up on things very easily. So this would be for KK. Fell off his bed during his sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, when I'm saying heart attacks, I know this is an impact, but that's such an odd way of passing. Yeah. 080. Yeah. So Stephanie, I may get back to you also. And the original connection that feels like your mother-in-law. She was at 60, and had 2 close sisters. So anyhow, she says hi. Let me go back to the main connection here that I'm with. He's always on the go and very energetic. I feel that also. And this is why he's showing me like raising the horses also, just so that everybody is up to speed here. And this was the impact I was picking up on. Wait. We want to hide that comment. This gets a little bit. This gets. All right. Okay. All right. So let me see if I can get a little bit more from your brother, right? Or your friend like a brother. Okay. I want to call him a brother, and he's a friend. Yeah, I feel I'm on the go a lot. Yep. And then I also feel like I'm hammering things, like fixing wood, hammering nails, you're fixing a fence, I want to say specifically. Maybe you were just doing that, or maybe he does that. Um, and I feel like he's saying it's good to be self-sufficient. It's good to be able to do things on your own like that. And congratulations as well. Congratulations for what, I'm not really sure, but the word congratulations popped up in my mind. Um, and I don't know if there's somebody celebrating its 60th birthday. The number 60 popped up in my mind for some reason. Um, or right around 60, 59, 61, right around them. But for me, that popped up in my mind. And it's interesting because he's also showing you being like a star in a way. He's giving me an image of a star. And to me, I feel like it's his way of saying that you're very inspirational, that you're very helpful to this person in his life, and a huge source of inspiration, and that you're that way for the younger people. And I don't know if you've ever worked with the children, but, maybe even riding lessons or something to help them with their personal growth, their physical growth. But I feel like he's saying that's on the table, and something that you're likely to go into. And then he's showing you all in white, so you've done a lot of cleansing apparently, or you're connecting more with spirit. I want to say also, because he's showing me that energy of growth and expansion. And there may be something like a property or something that's getting sold, or needs to get fixed up to get sold eventually, I want to say. So I feel like to say that you've got this, I want to say also. And yeah, see, the fact, this is what, this is a perfect message from the spirit world. The fact that you've been thinking about this, and he popped the idea of giving lessons to children, is his way of saying that you're good at that. That he sees you this being part of your path, and that you're getting that from spirit, and that you should do that. I want to say. So back to Stephanie. I feel like one of your teachers is here. I'm saying, who's coming through for Stephanie right now? I mean, could be a motherly or a parental figure. I feel like one of your teachers is here, and I feel like also that you've had some connection with like India, like the like a lot of the ancient stuff, a lot of the ancient wisdom of the Himalayan masters. I mean, I know, Stephanie, I know that you're very spiritual. I know that you work with the star seeds and with ascension work and light work and stuff like that. So again, always in integrity. If I know you, I'm going to let everybody know that I know. Well, I don't know you, but I've done a few readings for you. I feel like they're saying you just have to stay the course. You came into this life expecting a lot of challenges, and the fact that you stick with it, that you still stay on your course, no matter how rough things get, you still have a plan, that you still push forward. It just says a lot about who you are and where you're going. And now the worst is over. Yes, there may still be challenges, but the worst is over. And now you start to get to, in the next 2 or 3 years, you start to get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You start to expand. And it's interesting. They're showing like this dream cloud above my head. And I just feel like you're starting to become more aware of what you're doing in your sleep, and lucid dreaming, or that's the next step, is to develop abilities more in lucid dreaming, and that you're always in the heart center, and you're really starting to do more with your healing. Now they're showing also stepping up to the plate. So I mean, maybe somebody like baseball in your family, but that's not why I'm getting that, because it's your time to step up to the plate. It's your time to hit that home run in the next several months to a year or so. All the ducks are going to be in a row, I want to say, by September and October, and then it's time to make it happen, whatever it is, because I don't know what it is, but you do. So that's basically what I have to say for you as well. Oh, okay. So thank you. Yeah. So that's probably who's coming through. Yeah. All right, kids. Let me see if I can get one more in. One more quick one. I'm starting to shut down, and I notice some of you have started to leave already. I think that's a good idea, Eileen. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And you're most welcome. Thank you, everybody. All right, you know what? It's kind of, Spirit is saying no. Spirit is saying I'm done. Thank you very much. There was a lot of layers to tonight's reading. So again, even if I wasn't with you, if things for maybe like for a minute or two, all of a sudden were making sense to you, then your loved one was able to get my attention and adjust the other person's reading that it would still make sense to them, but then you would get the messages also. All right. So thank you, everybody. Yeah, if you guys could do us a big favor, hit that like button to try to get these videos out to more people. Like I said, this is our 3rd anniversary. The best is yet to come. I keep getting better at YouTube as I go along. I started out being deathly afraid on camera, reprogramming my mind. I even did sleep programs. I mean, I went all, if Spirit tells me to do something, I do it. And the last thing, when I got this message in the last day of 2019, the last thing I ever thought of or imagined I would ever do was to do YouTube. I didn't know a thing about it. I was like, I got the message. I was like, are you freaking crazy, Spirit? Have you seen me on camera? What the heck? But then COVID came, and we've created this amazing community that's just getting started. So I have you, and somebody's acknowledge I've done the 360. Yeah. Go back and watch my first video. I mean, it's informative. It's not a bad video, but you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Now the next step is freaking learning how to use a camera. And Yana, who's one of the 2 ladies that works for me and helps for me, shoots with a Canon. She's going to teach me how to do that. So there's going to be an upgrade in the video quality also of my video soon. I'm just so technologically freaking like a train wreck. I tried to teach myself and I wanted to break the darn thing twice. So now I'm going to get lessons and I'm going to learn how to do it. So anyway, so that was those upgrades. But the main thing is the community and the fact that we're entering into the heart of the Great Awakening, or if you don't like that term because it's a little bit charged, politically. This massive awakening here on the planet. So many people awakening. We're creating this core community, a safe place where people can connect with like-minded people, learn, grow in authenticity and in love. So we're just going to keep expanding and growing. If you know anybody that may benefit from this work and these videos, and I do short form videos now every day, sometimes twice a day. So if you know people that will benefit from this and the live events and the tutorials and all the stuff that we do, we're doing a lot with star seeds now because I'm recognizing my Arcturian and other extraterrestrial connections that I have. So a lot of our content is sort of being steered in that direction also. And we do the channeling with the master teachers, the frequency channeling. We're going to do that tomorrow for the summer solstice, winter solstice in the southern hemisphere, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So join us for some angelic and channeling with the master teachers. That's frequency channeling that works on your frequency and vibration to help you awaken and help you to awaken safely and smoothly and rapidly and to step into your power more. So that's what we got coming up. I'm going to get going here. We're at 44 now, so it's a good numerology to end in. I love you all. Thanks again, and here's to the next 30 years on YouTube. Yeah, I do plan to live to 94 and keep working. Love you all.